Yeah, it's been great. We wrapped up week one feeling really good about the group that we had. I just thought that it was a special group of kids, and so it's always you always wonder how it's going to go the following week when we start off so strong. But I've been really impressed by this group of kids. We've had a lot of the counselors back from last week that are here again, and we've had some really good weather. So a little bit of cloud cover. We only had to go inside everybody, for a couple hours yesterday afternoon. So we've got a lot of tennis in, and it's just been a lot of fun. Kids asking more and more questions, wanting to do the extra, which is really special for us as coaches. We love being able to work with them and just be a part of a group that wants to get better.
Yeah, I love to hear that. And for those parents who may be less familiar with what the schedule looks like for these kids who have been on campus all week long, talk me through not just what you guys were doing on court, but some of the off court activities you have so that these kids can get the experience they deserve.
Yeah, no, we spent a lot of time on the court for sure. So we usually introduce some sort of a strategy, singles, doubles, different formations, tactics, some technical things at the beginning of each session, and then we'll spread out into our groups and work on those things, and then try to work them into some live ball point play situations, in each of those sessions, and then we also will move into a team competition on Tuesday and Wednesday afternoon, and then of course it culminates in the madness that's ensuing right now that they certainly love. But one thing that's new this year from the Encore perspective is we've got our strength and conditioning coach, Cole Durham, that's been working with us, every day to do some testing for the kids, to show them kind of the way that we warm up our men's and women's tennis programs, as well as how we work out, drilling, some different footwork, and then we're able to specify it to kind of the age and the level of the kids, which I think has been a lot of fun. I mean, he's really enjoyed it, and it's been fun to get out there with them and kind of talk through with the different kids, how to move better on the court. And so that's a component as we try to improve our camps every year and give these kids a great experience. As you and I think were inspired by our experiences in camps as kids. And some of those things that stood out to me were just the attention to detail and going that extra mile as coaches. And it was very impactful for me. So we've been able to add that this year, which I think has exceeded expectations. And then off the court, we swim, we go to the game room. They like to go, get ice cream at Heritage Creamery, which is close to the dorms. We tried some different things last week because kids wanted to play more games. This week they just wanted to play extra. So we facilitated a couple nights of free hitting where we're running different games and drills, or just allowing them to go out and hit with their friends. Some indoors as well. And so this has been a group that really wants to play more and more and more. So we've been trying to give it to them as much as possible.
That's so cool to hear. I'm going to be in Waco a lot over the next year. I need to borrow Cole for that athletic testing as well. I would love to know.
I will
Yeah.
100% will set the lasers up and test your 20-yard dash.
It's not going to be pretty. The lasers won't go. They'll say, did anything move by? And the sensors just won't pick it up. It'll be that slow. But that is so cool to hear. And you talk about the team competitions. How important is that aspect? And, why is presenting a team environment in what is otherwise typically an individual sport, why is that something you guys explore?
I think it's usually the most fun part for the kids because, like you said, it's such an individual sport that these kids crave that opportunity to compete and win and lose together with a group. And so we want to give them that type of experience of being a part of a team, but also I think it gives them an opportunity to get coached point to point. And so it's very similar to like college tennis, where these kids are getting real feedback on the court every single point. And with our coach to player ratio, like they can really get a lot of attention, and they need that. They need that right now, and I think the coaches love that aspect. So it's very similar to a college match, and we want to be able to give them that type of exposure to hopefully build their passion, their excitement, their desire to play beyond high school.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree with that more. And my last two questions for you in that spirit, obviously, with all the fun these campers have had this week, a lot of them are going to go home and say, Mom, Dad, I want to get into tennis more moving forward. What advice might you give to any parents tuning in for what they can do to channel this excitement and keep their kid interested in the sport?
Yeah, I think, one of our coaches at the end of camp, every time he'll say, "Hey guys, like you've put so much time and energy and effort onto the court and you improved this week.
Mhm.
Don't let that be all of your tennis.
Yeah.
This is just jet fuel, for you. This is just the stepping stone, to playing consistently." And I would say, I mean, as somebody that has kids of my own, you want them to do something that they love. And so if they enjoy it, then give them opportunities to play consistently. And I think that there's a level of tennis for everybody. There is competition. I mean, it's a lifelong sport, so you're going to be able to find peers. You'll find competition. Drilling groups, lessons, everything. Just giving these kids an opportunity to get out onto the court and play. Even if it's 2 or 3 times a week, I think at their age that's really beneficial for them, and hopefully it'll grow their love without them overdoing it.
Yeah.
So it really is just the beginning.
No, I couldn't agree with you more. I was home a couple of weeks ago visiting my parents and happened to hit with some friends from back in my day. And I came home and I go, Mom, Dad, I just want to say thank you for getting me good at something. Like, it's really nice at 28 years old to be able to go on court, and be like, you know what? I don't suck at this. Like, I still have some skills there. And you're absolutely right. It's a lifelong sport. And that passion, again, can fuel so many different things. Obviously, the passion we're going to see today on court and what I like to call Competition Thursday. Talk us through what we're going to be seeing over the next hour and a half as we enjoy this final day of week 2.
Yeah, so play is underway. These kids are competing right here. We're basically doing an up and down the river setup where the top court is on one end of the facility, the bottom court's on the other end of the facility, and they're playing 3 different games. We've got on the 2 of the courts, we've got dingles, so two kids playing cross court against 2 other kids. If the point ends on one of the balls or they miss, then it goes down to the last ball's played open court. If you win both points, you get a point for your team. On the 2 other courts, they're playing pass the racket. Very simple. Hit the ball. Pass the racket to your teammate. Run to the back of the line. A little bit chaotic. Lots of fun. And then the last court is a classic 2-up 2-back doubles. So you win the point, your team moves up to the net. You've got 2 people at the net versus 2 at the baseline on the other side. You win the point at the net, you get a point for your team. And so if you score more points than your opponent in that round, you win, you score a point, we'll add it to the board. Currently, we've got Ace Force 1 in first, with Team Cooks and Herd Tennis Team close behind. And but everybody's within reach of the ultimate prize, and then the winning team will move up towards the top. Losing team will move down. We'll switch it up and start again.
Yeah, I love to hear. I love that the herds even get involved at the 254 level. Speaks
Absolutely.
to their commitment to Baylor tennis overall. And
I agree.
yeah, I do also love that there's some sort of universal aspect to sport. Like, again, we all call it dingles. Even here in the North, that's what we call it.
Yeah.
I know some call it king of the court. We called it beat the champ back in the day. We also called it ping pong tennis, not pass the racket. But these are all fantastic games. And again, I know it's been a fantastic week. And to something we mentioned earlier, there's going to be a lot of excitement in Waco surrounding tennis moving forward. We've got NCAA individuals, NCAA spring championships, of course, national indoors as well. That excitement is a testament to you and your team's effort. So, Coach Woodson, appreciate you taking the time to join us to start today's show, and obviously looking forward to seeing what Competition Thursday has in store for us.
Absolutely. No, and we're excited to be here, excited for a great morning. We've actually got the NCAA reps here on campus. They're walking around right in front of us, and so they're getting to see a real display. I saw a couple of them grab a racket. They might be hopping in on a little dingles. So it's a lively morning here at the Herd, and we wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, this is the real tennis they'll see. Forget the championships coming later. This is real competition. Now, Coach Woodson, appreciate you joining us, and again, thank you for letting our Crack Rackets team be a part of these 254 camps.
Of course, it's a pleasure to have you guys. Excited for the competition.
All right, as we catch everyone in our first rotation, what we're going to be doing over the next hour and a half is interviewing all of our counselors throughout the course of the week, get you a chance to hear from them who worked with all of your kids so closely. All right, we are ready for our first interview to begin. Let's bring onto our screen now Coach Catherine, who's been working with Team AC. Before I start talking with Coach, we actually had all of these teams introduce and record videos of themselves, so let's get to it. Let's have our first introduction. Let's meet Team AC.
Let's get to work here.
Remy Osborne, Houston, Texas.
Carolyn Moe, San Antonio, Texas.
Bliss Bladeston, Fort Worth, Texas.
Berkeley Parr from Ruston, Louisiana.
Dehan Sybil from Waco, Texas.
Trent Livingston, Duncan, Oklahoma.
Van Woodson, Runaway Bay, Texas.
Trevin Hargrove, Emerald, Texas.
London Holmes, Decatur, Texas.
So now that we've met Team AC, let's talk with their coach, Catherine. I appreciate you taking the time to join us first. Talk me through what it's been like to work with this group throughout the course of the week.
Yeah, it's been a great group. We've had a lot of fun. These kids have a great work ethic. They're excited to be here. They've worked really hard this week, competing and learning new things, and it's been a great week working with them.
I love to hear that. Talk me through what have been the specific things you've been working on with this group. I know you guys like to throw a lot of different strategies at them throughout the week. What has been something you've seen this group improve on most?
Yeah, yesterday with our younger ones, we worked a lot on where to be, volley form, where to be when you're volleying. We hit the doubles hard yesterday, point play, just really knowing when to be smart back at the baseline and when to attack. And we've seen a lot of improvement with our group and being where they need to be for the shot. And it's been really cool to see that with them.
I just like that right off the top. We hit the doubles hard. That's the mentality I'm looking for. And, you know, to have a wide range of groups, wide range of players, on your team and have the different levels, how valuable is that for everyone to see a little bit of something?
Yeah, it's been really cool because we have the top court down to the very beginner court. And it's been really cool actually to see the kids that are more advanced kind of taking on that role of being mindful of those kids, but also helping them out and giving them direction, not in a mean way, not in a, oh, I can't believe it, but they've been really great to be slow down and be like, hey, okay, we're going to do this. And don't worry about it. Like, don't worry about a mistake. It's just 1 point. And so it's been really cool to see just that level of like the highest kids not being like, oh, I can't believe we have a beginner on our team, but really taking the time to kind of help as a peer and coach them along and give them tips. So I think that's been a really valuable thing of the team competition.
I love to hear that. Talk to me about the passion of the team competition as well. These kids getting into it?
Oh, of course, yes. We have some very competitive kids, and they want to win every single point. And so just kind of honing in on the competition and using that to say, hey, like, go compete, but don't lose your composure. That's I feel like a huge skill at this age, that they get so competitive that those mistakes build up and they lose composure. So we really talked about that this week. And so it's been really cool to see them be able to hone in on that skill as well.
I love to hear that. Well, then my last question for you before I let you go coach your team. For parents who are tuning in and want to know, okay, my kid comes home passionate about the sport. What's the next step in their development? What advice might you give them?
Yeah, definitely. If most of them already are going somewhere to play, but if they're not involved in drills, if they're not involved in lessons, just getting out there, playing matches, that's huge. Like, you can drill all day long, you can take lessons, but the most valuable time on the court is match play. So finding those friends, maybe they've met someone this week that's in close proximity, and finding those kids and texting them and say, hey, let's get out and play a match. But lots of match play and making sure they're connected somewhere to play tennis and get that one-on-one instruction and that drill time as well.
I love to hear it. Well, Catherine, thank you for all the work you have done this week, and good luck to you and Team AC here on Competition Thursday.
Thank you so much.
So there's our first coach again, Catherine and Team AC. What we'll be doing again, trying to introduce you to all the counselors, try and meet and hear about all of these teams, what they've been working on throughout the course of the week. That last question, a question I'm going to ask everyone as well. Just advice for those of you parents tuning in. What can we do next to fuel the passion our kid comes back with for this sport? Because they certainly will, again, to have this sort of opportunity. It's one I had back when I was younger, and you never know who you're going to meet at these camps. I know I've told this story before, but when I was 11, there's a 14-year-old best player in the camp by the name of Harry Jaden. He's now the head coach for the Michigan State men's program, someone I work with a lot throughout the course of the season. You never know. Lifelong friendships you're going to form at a moment like this. And again, a lot of fun ahead. Here you see our example, 2v2 the game here. Coach Woodson explained those rules, but just quickly, as you see, it's a doubles format. Winning team starts up at the net. It's 2 up versus 2 back. You'll play out the point. Winning team at the net wins the point. They'll stay there. Losing team will challenge from the baseline until they earn a victory. As you see there, that volley goes into the net, so now that baseline team going to come forward. Team with the most points at the end of the round, they're going to move on, move up a court. We've shown you 2v2. We're going to move over to another court now. Got 6 courts of action in play here at the 254 tennis camp here. This is Pass the Racket, one of my favorite games. Ping pong tennis, we called it. You see, you hit the shot, you pass it to your teammate. Communication key here, coordination key. Look at the skill there on the quick pass. And joining us now on our broadcast, the other coach for Team AC, it's Coach Jennifer. Jennifer, first of all, thank you for taking the time to chat with us. Talk me through what it's been like to work with this group throughout the course of the week.
You're welcome. So, this week's been amazing. A lot of great kids. Lots of improvement. It's just been fun all around.
I love to hear that. Well, talk me through some of the things you've been trying to coach this team through. What's your message been to these players, and where have you seen them improve the most?
Now, we've been working a lot on placement of our bodies based on where the ball is, and really making sure we're not hurting ourselves wherever we're moving.
Yeah. How much is it little things like that early in these kids' development, as opposed to, hey, change the forehand grip or, change the fundamental swing? How much is it just, again, reinforcing the basics, the fundamentals at this point?
Oh, it's a lot of it. Every point we play, constantly going back to those fundamentals and then adding a little bit to it.
Yeah, no, I love to hear that. Talk to me about the team competition of it all. Are these kids embracing that atmosphere?
Oh, they're loving it.
Yeah.
They're super competitive.
Yeah. No, I feel like that's the best part of a week like this, right, is seeing all these kids get to have that sort of fun.
Oh, yeah, it is. I love this day.
Yeah, that's great. Well, again, I want to ask this to every coach. If parents tuning in, their kid comes back so excited about the sport moving forward, what advice might you give them about the next step to continue to fuel that passion?
Oh, get them into tournaments, keep them motivated in that competition, and find them like a tennis group, like a friend group that they can play with all the time.
Yeah, that's everything, right? Is just, again, having fun out there.
You bet.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, again, I appreciate you taking the time to come chat with us, and good luck to you and Team AC throughout competition Thursday.
Great.
So now we've met coaches for Team AC again. Thank you to Jennifer, Catherine. Continue to meet coaches as we move throughout here. It's a fun game of pass the racket here on court number 3. High level of play. The pass the racket rules for all of you. I think it's pretty straightforward, but it's a singles point. Ball is fed from the center. Hit your shot, you pass the racket to the next player in line. You see a little toss there on the far side. All the strategies being employed as that ball sails long. Rotate called. Indeed, that's the call here coming forward. We'll call rotate. Winning team will move up towards the highest court, which is court number 5 today. Falling teams will move down towards court number 6. But we got action again on all 6 courts. A lot of fun tennis to be played. It looks like our near side team going to be the team ultimately advancing. So as we make this rotation, I see our next counselor coming up to join us here shortly.
The Bagels making a move. Aiden, you're up next, okay, on the interview.
Take us over to court number 5. This will be our final game. We'll get an example of Dingles to enjoy here as they make a quick rotation, pick up the balls on each court. Again, I think we'll have roughly 12 rotations today. we wait for the change of ends, they'll also grab a quick drink of water as well. Of course, at some point, we'll take about a 5-10 minute break, call it an AC break. Make sure it'll be funny. During that break, you'll see a bunch of kids wanting to stay out on court, continue to play, and again, that speaks to the passion all these kids have. You're spending a week on Baylor campus. You want to make the most of having access to these beautiful tennis facilities, and we heard Coach Woodson earlier today make note that that's been a lot of the evening activities. Yeah, they had other things planned, but most of these kids have said, hey, we want to play tennis. We want to be out there on court. We want to continue to get better. I know we'll talk to counselors about that throughout the course of today, but clearly we'll see about those improvements moving forward. And joining us now is our next coach. It's Coach Aiden of Team Bagels. Aiden, I've got plenty of questions for you once again. Before we get to those, though, let's meet your team. Let's see the introduction video of Team Bagels.
Hello, we are the Bagels. My name is Lucas, and I'm from McKinney, Texas.
My name is Layla, and I'm from Houston, Texas.
My name is Enrique, and I'm from Dallas.
My name is Phoebe, and I'm also from Dallas, Texas.
My name is Jackson. I'm from Denton, Texas.
My name is Joey, and I'm from China Spring.
My name is Jackson, and I'm from Temple.
My name is Gregory, and I'm from Lake Jackson.
And I'm Coach Aiden, and we are the Bagels. Are we going to win, guys?
Yeah!
I love the enthusiasm right off the start, Aiden. I appreciate you joining us. What court is your team on right now?
We're actually currently on court 5 right now.
All
you
right,
can
then.
see my team. We're in the front right now.
Perfect. I like to see it. Well, your team is up top. And talk me through what it's been like to work with Team Bagels throughout the course of this week.
So Team Bagels has been an incredible group. We've got good energy. We've got some great players on our team, and we've been improving daily. We've been playing a lot of tennis, getting a lot of plays in, getting a lot of games in, and it's just been a wonderful experience coaching these kids. They've been awesome.
I love to hear that. Well, talk me through what have been some of the specific things you've been working on throughout the course of the competition. Where have you seen your team improve the most?
Dramatically, probably the most dramatic increase is our serve consistency. For a couple of my players, it was a little rough day one, but we fixed a couple of grips, and we went and tried actually taking power off of their swing, and it got them a lot more consistent on their first serves and got a lot more points played.
I love to hear that. And it sounds to me the message is that this group in particular this week, I know you guys have some non-tennis specifics planned throughout the course of the week, but it sounds like these kids kept wanting to come out on court at night, and you just had these additional sessions. Talk to me about that passion for the sport you've seen on display.
So the passion is 100% there. So usually in the evenings, we'll have a non-tennis session, whether that be like we go to the pool or we go play beach volleyball, or sometimes we just go out and take a walk. But we also have free hitting sessions that we do in the evening, and we've seen upwards of like 40, 50 kids each and every night that just want to go and hit more and play more and get more points in.
Yeah.
It's definitely a joy to see them all play together.
No, I love to hear that. From a tennis perspective, let's just start there. What would you say is the next step for most of these kids as they want to continue their passion for the sport? What advice might you give?
Well, if they're just finding their passion in tennis throughout their experience at this camp, I would recommend get into a couple of USTA tournaments and find some competition in your local area. And if that's just playing with your friends and just getting out and hitting, that's the most important part, is consistency. It's just getting out there and hitting balls and playing points.
I love to hear that. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to chat with us again, and certainly I know Coach Woodson's been happy to have you for a couple of weeks. So, Aiden, good luck to you and Team Bagels, and appreciate you taking the time to chat today.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. All right, I got to go win with my team. Let's
yeah,
go.
Enjoy. And so one of these two teams, obviously, you see on the near side. I believe it is this near side team. That's Team Bagels, excuse me. And again, it starts with the enthusiasm of your coach, right? You can see how much fun Aiden has had working with this group. I think we'll see that on the faces and in the expressions of a lot of these coaches throughout the course of the week. And this is probably the game that requires the most explanation, so real quickly want to show you the rules here for Dingles. You see 2 points started simultaneously, right? 2 cross-court rallies. We missed them both at the same time there, so that'll be a point for the far side, but perhaps this will be an easier example. 2 cross-court rallies here. As soon as one of them ends, now it turns into a doubles point. And now it's a full court point. Joining us now on our broadcast, I was going to say it's Coach Bailey here joining us, the fill-in coach today for Team Herd tennis team. And before we get talking to Bailey, because I do want to ask her about her experience this week, let's meet that Herd tennis team. We'll introduce them to you all now.
It's Jacob Blandino from Pauls Valley, Oklahoma, and we are the Herd tennis team.
My name is Hagen Hassel, and I'm from West.
My name is Summer Anderson, and I'm from Belleville, Texas.
My name is Gavin Osborne, and I'm from Texarkana, Texas.
My name is Devin Rose, and I'm from Prosper, Texas.
My name is Amanda Smith, and I'm from Longview, Texas.
My name is Bishu, and I'm from Houston, Texas.
My name is Simone Cook, and I'm from Houston, Texas.
And now that we've met the team again, we get to talk to their coach today, Coach Bailey. Bailey, thank you for taking the time to chat with me. Talk me through what your week's been like here at the 254 tennis camp.
Oh, it's been great. This is my second week working. I had a really good group of girls for drills this week, and the kids are just great this week all around. They're really coachable, have tons of energy, are just willing to do anything you ask them to do. So.
No, I love to hear that. Well, talk me through some of the things you've been trying to communicate to your team. What have been the specific things you've been trying to teach them?
A lot of it has been footwork. They can sometimes get a little lazy, but just coach them along the way. And just getting set up for the ball for the most part. They listen really well when you tell them whatever they need to hear. So. No,
I love to hear that. And I'll tell you what, it gets hot in those Texas summers. So I understand that the feet get a little lazy at times. Talk to me about the job that people like Michael and Gray and Jackie have done in, making sure these kids have the opportunity to really enjoy their week.
Oh, they've done a great job. They're making sure the kids have plenty of things to do in the evenings after we're out in the courts all day. Everything's super organized. It just makes everything run super smoothly. Yeah, I love to hear that. Talk to me about the passion you've seen from these kids for the sport. It sounds like, again, the evening activities are just turning into late-night hitting sessions. What have you seen from everyone? The last 2 nights we've had free hitting, and it's like you think after being on court all day that they'd be tired or not want to do anything, but no, they're out there playing. And they want to get better. You can see the compassion. Yeah, I love to hear that. Well, talk me through, for all the parents who are tuning in today watching their kids compete,
what advice might you give them about, hey, here's the next step you should do for your kids' development?
I would just say spending time on the court. More reps are going to help with improvement on every stroke. We give evaluations to every kid. Make sure that they actually follow through with everything we've taught them this week. Don't just leave here and forget about it all, because they'll start seeing improvements soon if they keep on working what we've been coaching them.
I love to hear it. Well, I know you've been working with this Herd team just today, but talk me through what you've seen from them here on Competition Thursday.
I've been really impressed, honestly. I know my original team started out 1, and the one that I'm coaching today, her tennis team, started out 3, so I knew they were going to be pretty impressive. But they have lots of energy, and they really want to win. But, yeah, they're really coaching today.
I think they just have a much better coach today than they've had all week long. That's clearly the thing here. But, no, Bailey, I appreciate you taking the time to chat and obviously wishing you and your team luck throughout the course of Competition Thursday.
Thank you.
So again, appreciate all of you joining us. Week 2's Competition Thursday here at the 254 Tennis Camp. Showed you the action here up top. Let's head back down the even courts 2, 4, and 6, where again we're playing these same games here. We'll stick with Dingles. Always enjoy Dingles. This is a game I'll still play with my friends when we're getting loose and getting warmed up. Just the best way to, again, get everyone involved. 2 live balls as well. It's a fun pace.
Time on the court. He's the winner. 5.
And I believe we have another rotation called here. Yep, they're going to be rotating courts again. Top teams will move to the right.
Who on court 3?
Trailing teams will move to the left. You'll hear announcements over the megaphone here. Coach Woodson trying to figure out the winners as we keep the scoreboard intact.
Bailey team 1 again.
We'll worry about that scoreboard a little bit later. Again, it's been a fantastic week here at the Herd Tennis Center. So much different fun had across the board. And while we wait for our next round to begin, let's show you off some of that fun again. Here are some of the photo highlights from week 2 at the 254 Tennis Camp. As our action gets back underway, again, a thank you to Coach Woodson, Coach Gray Hamilton, Jackie, Joey, everyone across the board, the entire Baylor staff. They do such an excellent job. Go above and beyond always to ensure all of these campers have an experience to remember. You heard Coach Woodson discuss it earlier. To have access to the team trainer, Cole, to have access to the training facilities. They've used both indoor, outdoor tennis facilities, of course, as well throughout the week. you get a college experience. One that'll certainly serve as one of your highlights of the summer. Get a lot better at the sport as you go around as well. We'll move over now to court number 4, show you the action there. And as you see on our screen, our next coach joining us, it's Coach Zach of Smash Club. Before we ask Zach some questions, let's introduce his team.
David Ellis from San Antonio, Texas.
Jackson Parnell from Little Rock, Arkansas.
Livy Morgan from Rusk, Louisiana.
Carter Monk from Belleville, Texas.
Jillian Gibson from Fort Worth, Texas. Kate Barkemeyer from Fort Worth, Texas. Lola Barrero from New Braunfels, Texas. Natalie Laguna from Texarkana, Texas. Josie O'Dwyer from Frisco, Texas.
I almost left that image on the screen for us, Zach, because that is a team that means business, whether it's Smash Club, Smash Squad. Talk me through what it's been like to work with this group all week.
Oh, it's been awesome. They're so dedicated. They just love winning. They love competing, and they're just out here having fun. Dual matches, dingles, it doesn't matter what it is. They're giving it 100% effort, and I love it.
No, I love to hear that. Well, talk me through what have been the specific things you've been working on with this group this week. Where have you seen them make the biggest improvements?
I think doubles play, that's the biggest thing. They've been working lots of formations, trying to be super aggressive at net, and just taking over.
Yeah, and I'm curious for you, your experience getting to work with these kids, getting to see the broad range of levels. How helpful is it to have that broad range available throughout the course of the week?
Oh, it's super helpful, and the main reason why is because you get to see the game at a lot of different facets of the game that you can work on, and you can see similarities even across different levels of tennis. There are a lot of fundamentals that remain the same. So you can just tell your players something and it'll apply no matter what level they are.
Yeah, I love to hear that. Talk to me about the job Michael and Gray and Jackie and everyone have done throughout the course of the week, making sure this group has a great experience.
Oh, it's been awesome. It's been a blast. Gray in particular has been amazing to work with. He's sitting right next to me right now.
Yeah.
I'm not under duress or anything.
That's what I like to hear. No, that's good. And yeah, I mean, again, just to have that experience. I mean, they get to use all access, right, to the Baylor facilities. It's not just the courts, it's the training room and all of that. Talk to me about those resources and what's available to these kids throughout the course of the week.
Yeah, it's been incredible. Yesterday we had a little bit of light rain, and at a lot of facilities that would have meant no tennis, but the Hawkins indoor facility that Baylor has allowed us to keep playing, so that the tennis never stopped. It was really great.
Yeah. Have you enjoyed the late night hitting sessions as well? I feel like you've got to be back out there on court.
Oh yeah, can't get enough of it.
No, I love to hear it. Well then, I know I asked you this last week. I want to ask you again. For all these kids who go home and now have this passion for the sport, what would you tell their parents? Hey, here's the next thing you got to do to fuel that passion moving forward.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is just court time. Just play so much tennis, have fun with it. Don't burn yourself out, but just you can't do too much of it.
Yeah, no, I love to hear it. Well, Zach, I appreciate your work over the course of these past 2 weeks. I know it's a lot of court time, it's a lot of time in the sun, and certainly wishing you and your team luck throughout the course of competition Thursday.
Thanks.
So there you see Zach and Smash Squad again. Appreciate Zach taking the time to chat with us. Appreciate all these coaches, these long hours in the heat. And yet again, I know their enthusiasm always matches the enthusiasm we hear so frequently about all the kids we see in competition. How's this for a point? High level of tennis everywhere. Joining us now on our screen, you see our next coach. It's Coach Steven of Team Mustachios. Before we start asking Steven some questions, let's introduce you to the team with, dare I say, our most magnificent name of the day. Let's meet Team Mustachios.
Connor O'Connell from Duncan. Gavin Cobble from Duncan. Max Bowman from Hallsborough.
Cole Casaboon, I'm from New Jersey.
I'm Kate, and I'm from Georgetown, Texas.
Haley Gonzalez, and I'm from LaGrange, Texas.
Harper Berger, and I'm from Houston.
Harper Works, and I'm from Dallas.
Steven, I'm going to assume the name is because you and your team had an agreement we're not going to shave this week, and I like that from the start. But it's good to see you, my friend. Talk me through what it's been like to work with this group this week.
It's been fun. Yeah, they've been competing well. We've had a couple of tough, close losses today. We had 3 tough ones in a row, so it's been difficult trying to just encourage them a lot. But yeah.
No, I like to hear. Well, talk me through what have been some of the specifics you've been working on with this group on court, and where have you seen the biggest improvements from your team this week?
Just mostly working on consistency, especially in games like Dingles. You just have to be more consistent than the opponent. And just at the beginning, we were making a lot of errors in the net, so just getting more height over the net.
No, I like to hear that. Talk me through. I know we've seen a lot of competitions these last couple of days, but what were some of the drills you guys were doing specifically? Some of the things you got to work on early in the week as you tried to establish the fundamentals for everyone?
Yeah, we did a lot with approach shots and volleys to really be aggressive off of a short ball and go to net instead of just hitting a shorter ball, then floating back to the baseline, really attacking it. That we worked on a lot. We worked on attacking off a second serve as well, especially if it's a weaker one, almost as an approach shot. So those are the 2 of the ones I really focused on a lot.
No, I like to hear that, and to see a wide range of kids. Again, what's it like to get to have a kid for a little bit of every level on your court?
It brings its challenges, of course, but it's been fun trying to, you get the opportunity to have lower level kids hit with players that have higher level balls, and they get to get that experience of what it's like. So that's been good for them, I think.
Yeah, I like to hear. Well, then give me your highlight of the week. What do you enjoy most here in week 2?
Probably the first day of competition when we did singles. There was it was really cool just getting to coach some kids. And there were 2 courts in particular that first day that I was coaching them. They tried new strategies and it worked really well. And it was cool to see them change their game and it pay off for them.
You know, that's the best part of this business, without question. Well, my final thing for you, and I asked you this last week, but for all the kids who go home and have this passion for tennis now, what advice might you give their parents as the next step of development?
Yeah, I mean, I think I said this last week. Let them take it at their own pace. Always make sure it's fun for them. The point where it becomes not fun for them, that's when burnout happens. So just always make sure they're having fun when they're on the court. So.
I love to hear that. Well, again, I appreciate you taking the time to chat with us. It's good to see you once again, and wishing you and the Mustachios luck as we continue here on Competition Thursday.
Thank you.
Somebody named Michael Woodson. Okay, remember that. I will set up the station. I'll be available to take your revotes.
So you see, we're in our next rotation. A thank you to Stephen. A thank you to all of these coaches for tolerating my nonsense. And a thank you to all of you parents tuning in as well. Alex Gruskin here. Get to steer the ship, talk to all these counselors, and try and offer you a look at, again, that passion, that enthusiasm that has been nurtured throughout the course of the week. I can tell you sincerely, no one does a better job of doing exactly that than Michael Woodson, Jackie Haddock, Ray Hamilton, Joey Scrivano, the entire Baylor coaching staff and team, and all of the coaches we've spoken with already. Just that passion starts at the top. And again, they try to ensure not only that they have a wave of activities, tennis available at every hour of the day for anyone looking for it, but again, let's go cool down, hang out at the pool, let's go get ice cream as a team, that team atmosphere, that community buy-in. In a sport that is otherwise individual, that's the key in making it fun. You know, thinking about my own playing experiences, whenever you had the opportunities to be on a team, high school in particular, I got to play club tennis in college, and again, those teams, those experiences, formative in my relationship with the sport, and certainly thoroughly enjoy that.
This round is worth 2 points. This final round before the Gatorade break is worth 2 points. All of a sudden, I'm seeing a lot of cues from the coaches. There it is, Bailey. Very exciting. But you can still replace her vote.
And joining us now on our stream, you have Coach Lenka of Team Cooks. Before I get to ask her some questions, let's introduce you to the team. Here's the introduction for Team Cooks.
My name is Isaac Green. My favorite player is Djokovic.
My name is Jace Brown. My favorite player is Sinner.
My name is Logan Woods. My favorite player is Rafa.
My name is Jane Thomas. And my favorite player is Alcohol.
My name is Bella Reyes, and my favorite tennis player is Arena Sabalenka.
My name is Candace Caldwell. My favorite tennis player is Lenka.
Yes. Hi, my name is Tali Valencia. My favorite tennis player is Coco Golf.
Hi, my name is Harper, and my favorite tennis player is Iga Swiatek.
So now that we've gotten to meet the team, let's talk with their coach. It is good to see you, Coach. Talk me through what it's been like to work with this group.
Yeah, great to see you, Alex. It's been really good. You know, I have a great group of kids that want to get better and love the game, so it's just been a joy to work with them, and they want to get better. They ask questions all the time, so it's just been really great. You know, it's my job is just to make sure that they're focused on the right things, so it's easy for me.
No, I love to hear that. Talk me through what have been some of the things you've wanted them focused on this weekend. Where have you seen the most improvement?
Well, number one thing what I've been seeing is I have a competitive group, so just trying to have them understand that wanting to win is a good thing, but it also can be paralyzing at the same time. You know, it can create anxiety, and then want to win can override the process and them enjoying the game. So I've just been really stressing them, really focusing on just giving their best. And also, you know, today we have a team competition, so them just really understanding what that means and being selfless and cheering on your teammates. And so those been my big things that I've been focusing on them, and they've just been great.
Oh, I love to hear that. Well, can you talk to us a little bit about the job Michael and Jackie and everyone on the Baylor team does to ensure that these kids have an experience that they'll remember?
Yeah, it's awesome. One thing I love about this camp is that all those people just take pride in putting on the best camp that they possibly can. We really care about the game of tennis. and really passing on a lot of knowledge and information and the love we have for the game to the kids. So when that's your approach, the kids can feel that, and they really want to learn that and follow that example. So when you have good people and people that really love the game and really want to provide the best experience, it just shows. So it's natural, So Jackie is just a superstar human being. So when your character is just amazing, then it just shows in the job that you do. So I'm just really thankful to be able to be here and just for them to really know that tennis is just more than just a game.
I couldn't echo that sentiment more. Very much agree. Give me your personal highlight. What's been your favorite part of week number 2?
My personal highlight, it's a great question. I mean, just working with the kids. I will say that I didn't think it could top week 1, but I have kids that really want to get better. That was, I think, 2 days ago, I had a kid, and actually he's not on my competitive team, but he was in my first group. And I gave him an option. Do you want to play skyball or do you want to work on your game? And he said, I want to work on my game. So that's like to a coach that really, puts emphasis on getting better. That's just music to my ears. And that just shows that the Baylor camp is not just about fun, but it's also about getting better. So that was amazing, and it just shows that kids really want to get better.
I love to hear that.
The kid was Hudson, by the way. Shout out to Hudson.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you. Well, my last question for you in that spirit, and I asked you this last week as well, but for all those kids that come back from this camp more passionate about the sport than before, what advice might you give a parent as the next step in their development?
Yeah, that's such a great question. And my advice would be, last week I really talked about putting in the work because I think it's important. I think it's important for them to go home and keep going and parents just for them to understand that in order for them to have joy, you just have to keep putting in the work and keep getting better. But even before that, I would say, I dealt with some kids that just really want to win, and it overrides them, loving the game and putting the process first. So I would just really encourage the parents just, encourage them to love the game and putting the process and getting better in front of anything else. If you keep getting better and you keep putting in the work, everything else will take care of itself, but it takes time. So the need and the want to win, just they have to try to get them, not that be on the first place, but more on, it's going to come on its own. So really put it in perspective and put character and hard work and the thing and who you're becoming as a person first, and the winning will take care of itself. And even if it takes longer, it just builds character. So that's my message, and that's what we do here as a Baylor as well. So it's really important.
I love to hear that. Yeah, I was thinking about how I was going to respond. I have my tennis coach growing up phone number memorized. I almost said his phone number out loud, and I was like, he probably wouldn't want his phone number shared out loud.
Probably not.
So I didn't. I held back, but what else really helps is good coaching. And certainly you can hear the passion in your voice, and I know Michael shares that passion. Everyone at this camp shares that passion. So appreciate your efforts this week, certainly.
And just to that, Alex, one more thing. It's real, like you said, it's very crucial that you find good coaches, especially in the beginning. Learning the right technique, because if your technique is not right, it can lead into injuries and frustrations, and you just start hitting the wall. So really look for, especially camps or even just coaches that really are passionate about it. You're not always going to get it perfect. No one can, but just coaches that are passionate about learning the game the right way. And then the kids will love it more because they can tell. So I could not agree more that the first coaches, especially in the beginning stages, are so important, and the players remember them for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, absolutely, and I know they will remember their experience with you and at this Baylor tennis camp this week. So, Coach, thank you for taking the time to chat with us, and obviously good luck to you and the team today.
Thank you so much. Sick and Bears.
That was fun. And again, it's so fun to get to hear the perspective of all of these different coaches. We get them in batches of 10 minutes. These players have gotten them for a full week. You can imagine, again, where that passion they've all shown is coming from. As we see the battle continue here on court number 2. Let's go up to our top court. What's going on up top? Bagels continuing. I believe we're about to hit a rotation here. Indeed, you hear rotation about to be called. So final points being played here in Dingles. I believe this will be our final point here. Time called indeed. No, we got one more point to squeeze in. I got a little excited on the volley there. It must be a sudden death point. No, rotation called. So this is our winning team. We'll stay up here on court. No, oh wait, it is a sudden death tiebreak point.
Here we go. No pressure. Good depth. This is really good. Who's going to take the first chance? There's a guy on all day here. Maybe the best player in the league. Here, he comes.
Ball floats a little wide. That's fun. Again, come on now. Competition Thursday, wouldn't have it any other way. It's Team Aiden continuing to have some success. So you might hear it over the top. Water break coming. I'm going to step inside the AC, take a moment to reset, refocus. While they do that, we're going to show you that slideshow one more time. Again, we got some photos, the highlights of week number 2 at this 254 tennis camp. Show that to you now as, again, Competition Thursday takes a brief pause, but we'll have more other action in about 7 minutes for all of you tuning in. Welcome back in, everyone. You can see water break still going on, yet we have players on court getting their reps in. While they get their reps in, I'm going to continue getting my reps in. As joining me now is Coach Blake of the Baseline Baddies. Blake, we will get to you in a moment. First, let's introduce your team.
My name is Nolan Fender, and I'm from New Braunfels.
My name is Natalie Naraki, and I'm from Alita, Texas.
I'm Cole Crimmins, and I'm from Duncan, Oklahoma.
My name is Andrew Pritchard, and I'm from Austin, Texas.
I'm Grace, and I'm from Houston, Texas.
I'm Ruthie. I'm from Longview, Texas. I'm Rachel. I'm from Cleburne, Texas.
I'm Harper. I'm from McKinney, Texas.
And now that we've met the Baseline Baddies, let's talk to their coach, Blake. Blake, it is good to see you here for another week consecutively. What's it been like to work with this group all week?
Oh, it's been great. They've come out excited to play, ready to get better and just have some fun. My team specifically, very competitive group. So every single time we're on the court, they're out there yelling and cheering, just trying to do their best and compete. And so it's been super fun. Yeah, they've been having a great time.
I love to hear that. Talk to me about what you've been working on with this group specifically, where you've seen the biggest improvement.
Biggest thing is just being patient, waiting for the point to build up and then have the right moment to attack. You know, keeping the ball high and deep, keeping consistency, aiming small, consistent, and conservative targets. And they've been really picking it up, waiting for that short ball to come into the net and attack, not trying to rush things and win a point in 2 or 3 swings, trying to elongate the point, see if your opponent will mess up in a couple swings. But yeah, they've really picked it up, really gotten a lot more consistent using that strategy, so it's good.
I love to hear that. Well, talk me through, I know the last couple of days have been competition-based, but what were some of the specific drills you guys were doing early in the week to help everyone, lock in those fundamentals?
Big thing was just I had a specific drill where I lined up cones in the back, and we worked on high and deep balls, how to get 20 in a row as a group. And so if someone hits it in the net, you add one, and so instead of 20, now you're having to get 21 into the back deep of the court. All only counts if it passes the service line, and it counts for 2 points if it passes the cone, so on the back 2 to 3 feet of the court. So, I mean, we went through a whole entire basket of balls and finally picked it up and learned it, but a lot of the errors stopped being in the net. They started being long where you want to see it. And so I think that really improved because after that drill, we had consistency, a lot less net errors, really good high and deep balls, smooth strokes. We're not trying to slap at the ball, we're trying to get good topspin. And so that was the best drill that I was able to use.
Can I just say that is my sort of drill? I'm in, my friend. I'm in on your coaching. This is why your team is Baseline Baddies, because they know, hey, we're not missing in the net. We're hitting that ball with some depth now. And so I love to hear that. I appreciate the specific. I'm curious, what was your personal highlight here of week number 2?
Personal highlight? Probably just being out on the courts. I mean, we had a rainy day yesterday, and we were able to compete indoors. And so it's kind of cool. Everybody was able to watch every single match that their team was competing on. And so even though we were kind of crunched on the courts, it was fun having everybody there, cheering each other on, being super supportive. It was super awesome seeing, maybe some of the better players coaching up some of the beginners on the courts and seeing that camaraderie and just the love of tennis that everybody has. It's really awesome.
I love to hear that. What court is your team competing on right now, by the way?
Right now, they're on court 3.
All right. It's always good when you have to look right. I just want to say that means the team's doing pretty well. Well, then my final question for you, I know I asked this last week as well, but for those parents who are tuning in, their kid comes home, they're enthusiastic about this sport, they want to get further engaged with it. What advice might you give that parent for the next step?
I mean, court time is the hugest thing, just getting them out there on the court. If you play or you have a racket, get out there with them. If you have friends that are playing or wanting to get into the sport, get out there, get a racket. You don't have to buy the most expensive racket. You can buy a $20 racket at Walmart and just, hit some balls around. If you don't have any friends and you don't have time for maybe private lessons, maybe just get out there, buy a couple cans of balls and just feed them, throw some balls at them. get them some time to work on their stroke and just perfect their craft, right? But the biggest thing is just getting out in the court and, getting some practice.
No, I completely agree. And then I always say the advice you're giving a beginner, just say swing low to high. It's like once you get that down, we'll worry about the other stuff. Low to high, let's make some balls and play first. Yeah, exactly. I love to hear it. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to chat with us once again, Blake, and obviously wishing you and your team, Baseline Baddies, some success here on Competition Thursday.
Absolutely.
It's always fun for me on a personal front to see how much more comfortable all these counselors are in week 2 as opposed to week number 1. Again, for some of these coaches, it's their first interview doing something like this. Great to hear from Blake. Great to hear the specifics. And maybe some of you tuning in will take those specifics, try to apply them moving forward. And joining us now on our broadcast, it's Coach Dave of Team Ace Force One, which I got to say, I think that's my favorite team name of the day so far. With that in mind, let's introduce you to the players. Here is Team Ace Force One.
I'm Coach Bailey, and this is Team Ace Force One.
My name is Shmuel Hassanelli, and I'm from Oman.
My name is Luke Payton. I'm from Belleville, Texas.
My name is Liam Tamir. I'm from San Antonio, Texas.
My name is Ryan Ellis. I'm from San Antonio, Texas.
My name is Hudson Rakeen. I'm from Burleson, Texas.
My name is Caroline Cummings. I'm from Bristol, Texas.
My name is Addie Rao, and I'm from Duncan, Oklahoma.
My name is Ava Miller, and I'm from Duncan, Oklahoma.
My name is Dave Lidke, and I'm the assistant coach of Ace Force One.
Let's go!
Let's go!
My only criticism, Coach Dave, of the video, whoever wore those aviators, those shades in the very first person, she should have just kept passing them on to the next person in line, because Ace Force Ones all needed to have those radiators. That's a fun name, and it seems like a fun team, my friend. How's been working with this group this week?
Same, incredible. Yeah, Coach Bailey, she was sporting them well, and that would have been ideal, But yeah, it's been a great group, a group that's worked incredibly hard. Very much together. They support each other well and encourage each other, and have been a lot of fun to coach up.
Yeah, I love to hear that. What court are they competing on right now?
They're on court 2, and so we're just, they kind of started, I think we were in first place to start this thing off, and they start us on the last court, but we're on our way to the top court.
That's what I like to hear. Well, talk to me about some of the things specifically you've been working on with this group this week, where you've seen the most improvement.
Well, I think the big thing is trusting themselves. A lot of these kids just, their biggest opponent is themselves, and they don't trust their shots. They don't trust themselves, and getting them just to really kind of believe and have a plan for themselves and not so much opponent driven. Isolating on personal goals that are easy to achieve, on their side of the court. I mean, things like that.
Yeah, I like to hear that. Well, we asked this to Blake as well. He gave me not to make it a competition between coaches, he gave me a fun answer, though. I asked him for a specific drill he worked on with his group, just something that, again, for parents at home who are trying to get curious, what should we be working on with our kid? He mentioned setting up some cones in the back of the baseline and saying, hey, we're not going to miss in the net. We're going to miss long, or we're going to aim for this target. What was something you were doing specifically with your group this week?
Well, I'm very, very big on net play. So since I was a kid, and the drill that I've done, I guess, for 46 years is competitive volley. It's 3-on-3. You put them on the service line tees, and you feed the ball in, and it's 3-on-3, and they're closing on each other. Works on reactions, quick hands, very competitive. You can work on pinch volleys and close on the pinch volley, and a lot of things can happen in the drill. I do a lot of, lob switch drills where they're coming in, 2 volleys, and we throw the lob up, they make the switch, close back in, court coverage, 2-on-1 stuff. I'm very, very big and driven in doubles.
Yeah, I love to hear that. No, I had a coach who used to make us sit on a bench and work on the high backhand volley, and that's how you'd work on pronating through it. And let me tell you, 28 years old, I still don't have the strength to do it correctly. So there's no amount of time you can spend that's too long working on it. Talk me through, again, I know we talked about this last week, but the job Michael, Jackie, the entire Baylor team does in providing an opportunity for these campers to have a memorable experience.
Yeah, it's just second to none. It's hard to explain. I basically started this camp 34 years ago, so I was the women's coach before Joey, and there were 6 kids. And the numbers that they run through here, the organization that they have is just incredible, and a lot of fun, a lot of energy they've really incorporated in this camp, as well as just plain hard work, and it takes a whole lot administratively to get this thing moving. And I know firsthand from, I guess, 10 or 12 years of running it.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And again, it speaks to NCAA's individual and team event, National Indoors, coming to the Baylor campus on the horizon. My last 2 questions for you. What was your personal highlight here of week number 2?
The personal highlight? It's hard to name just one, but, I think, a personal highlight is a real tough one. I think there was a couple kids from Louisiana that had just, tremendous fight and really, grinded out and took instruction, asked questions, and were just a ton of fun to work with.
I like to hear that. Well, it's week 2, so I had to step up the degree of difficulty in my questions, show you some improvement on my end. Last question is one I asked you last week as well, but I think it's the most important one for all those parents tuning in. Their kid comes back that much more passionate about the sport. What's the next step this parent should take in helping their kid develop?
Just make sure that, first of all, that they, continue to love the game. Continue to work on the game. I think it's very important to have. The biggest thing that I see is competition. These kids need competition, and so they need to keep them, if they're passionate about the game, to keep them competing. Group lessons are great. Privates, you got to have it, but in my mind, it's you got to get in the tournaments, and you got to work on between the ears and the mental game, the emotional game. There's so much more to the player that they need to work on, that you got to compete to fine tune that.
Yeah, I love to hear it. Well, Coach, I appreciate you taking the time to chat with us once again, and good luck to you and Team Ace Force One here on Competition Thursday.
All right, thank you.
So as we see another rotation in the books here, we'll have our next coach with us shortly.
Let's get started. Let's go ahead and get started. Here come the Mustachios. Bring in the juice. Here we go.
Joining us now on our screen, it's Coach Emily of Team Woodson. Before we get talking to Emily, let's introduce the team. Here they are. It's Team Woodson.
I'm Sydney Bird, and I'm from Aledo, Texas.
I'm Ava Scott, and I'm from Duncan. I'm Casey Jordan, I'm from Belleville, Texas.
I'm Cynthia Grace Darby, and I'm from Abilene, Texas.
I'm Brylan Davis from Duncan, Oklahoma.
I'm Peyton Schumann from Texarkana, Texas.
I'm Gracie Tebow from Duncan, Oklahoma.
I'm Rohan Joshi from Carolina, Texas.
And now that we've gotten to introduce the team, let's talk more with Coach Emily. Coach, I appreciate you taking the time to chat with us. Talk me through what it's been like to work with your group this week.
It's honestly just been really great. I've had a great group of just really hard workers. Everyone is very coachable. They all are just so determined to get better. They want to learn, they want to play, and it's just really refreshing and exciting to have a group of players with that kind of mindset.
Yeah, no, I love to hear that. Well, give me some of the things you've been working on specifically with your group. Where have you seen the most improvement?
So I've been working a lot on shot selection. I think it's something that's very important to instill younger. That's something I didn't really work on until I got older, and I do regret that. So I've definitely seen improvement in shot selection, just knowing when to attack and when to be patient on the baseline. That's been really great, along with serves. The serves on my court have gotten drastically better throughout the week, and it's just really awesome to see the improvement.
No, it's always good drastically. It's always good when it's better and not worse. That's always certainly a good thing, so I love to hear that. I'm curious, what's a specific drill you've been doing with your group this week for parents who are tuning in who are kind of wondering, hey, what are some things I could do with my kid moving forward? What's something you did?
Yes, so one that I like to do a lot is there's like a line by the net post, and they'll hit a volley, touch the net, run back, hit an overhead, then they go up and hit another volley. And I think this is really good because all week I've been trying to remind them that when you're hitting volleys and you're active at the net, you need to always be moving forward and not laterally. And moving laterally is something that I still do to this day. So I think that's a really great way to remind them, like, they need to be moving forward and not going sideways for those balls. I think that one has been very helpful, and also just gets them used to the idea of being very active at the net when they're running around the court going for those volleys.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite as well because, you know, every so often kid doesn't close well. You can fire a ball at them as a feed and be like, come on, let's wake up those feet. No, so I love to hear that. My last two questions for you. What was a personal highlight for you this week? Your favorite moment of week 2?
Personal highlight? I think I would honestly have to say is at the end of the day, after all the activities, like just having like fellowship with the kids and the counselors, like it's just really nice to just be able to pour into each other and just to spend just time together, like not having to worry about tennis or moving courts or anything like that. So that has been really sweet for me.
Yeah, I love to hear that. Well, my last question for you, for all the parents tuning in whose kids come back and are now so passionate about the sport, what might be your advice for the next step in their development they should take?
My advice would be to take advantage of every opportunity that you have and to not miss out. Just always have a good mindset. If you're struggling, you're hitting a plateau, like don't let that cause you to miss out on the rest of your life, your social life. Just, I'd say try to find a good balance and always have a very positive mindset.
I love to hear it. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to chat with us, and wishing you and your team luck here as we wrap up competition Thursday.
Thank you so much.
Here we show you court number 6. Again, I hear a rotation about to come to its end. We're wrapping up here competition Thursday. I believe we've got maybe 15, 20 more minutes of competition here to go. I don't have a full look at the scoreboard, so I apologize. Not quite able to follow. I can tell you we're having a lot of fun. Talking with all these coaches, hearing about their experience, what your kids have been able to enjoy throughout this 254 tennis camp week. And there you hear rotate called. What a fun assortment here. Different teams we have. We can rapid fire through if we see any sudden death points here. Don't see any on the bottom side. What about over on our top 3 courts?
Blake won.
No, looks like we're official everywhere, so still we'll rotate here. A few more rotations to go as we continue competition Thursday. You see teams congregating there around court number 3. We're still having fun. I love we have our kid in the background taking shadow swings against the back fence. Again, the passion.
Let's make a rotation.
Never in doubt.
Steve. Nope, Steve seems busy.
They're litigating the score here on court number 3. Always fun.
Let's do an interview. Real controversy on court 3 has finished with a handshake. What great sportsmanship. Fantastic. Team Wow with the W headed to the top court. The team Bagels with a valiant effort. Still in it. It's not too late. Let's head on down to court 1. Bagels.
And joining us now on our screen as we get ready for our next rotation, it's Coach Darren of Team McDonald. Before I ask Darren a few questions, let's introduce them. Let's see. Here they are, Team McDonald.
And I'm from Belval, Texas. My name is Austin, and I'm from Crawford, Texas. My name is Bailey Howard, and I'm from Duncan, Oklahoma. My name is Caroline Vance, and I'm from Monroe, Louisiana. My name is Millie Keenan, and I'm from Ruston, Louisiana.
My name is Nathan Condry, and I'm from Winsboro, Texas.
My name is Jacob Sexto. I'm from Dimple, Texas.
My name is Ricardo Ferrell, and I'm from Winsboro.
My name is Gabrielle Moore, and I'm from Lakewood, Texas.
And now that we've met Team McDonald, let's talk to their coach. First of all, Coach, it is good to see you today. What court is your team currently on?
We are on court 4. We worked our way back to the bottom, but we're on our way back to the top now. We found our stride.
That's what I like to hear. Well, talk to me about what it's been like to work with this group this week.
Bunch of great kids, good variety of talent and skill level and age and size, and they're all working really hard and having a blast. Every point they're fighting for it, so that's kind of fun having kids that want to be here and really working hard.
No doubt about that. Well, talk me through some of the things specifically you've been working on with this group, where you've seen the most improvement.
Sure, we're working on a lot of point building for singles of not just putting the serve in play and just hitting the ball. We're actually every shot has a purpose, every shot has an intent, and not just down the middle. We're looking to do something every ball, and that's been a big eye opener for a lot of these kids. They just, they'll put the serve in, hit the ball back, and hope their opponent misses. But we're working on little things, and then for doubles, same thing, like the serve and try to get to the net, and poaching, moving around, not just being stationary.
Yeah, no, I love to hear it. Well, then, if you could, give me a specific drill you've worked on with your group this week for the parents tuning in who want to know, hey, what do I do to help continue my child's development? What were some of the specific drills you worked on?
Well, we do a lot of like basket work, and then from the basket work, we'll go into a specific game that kind of like partners with that specific basket work. So we have a game called 105, and kind of how it works is you got 2 teams, and you're playing points back and forth. And if you just win the point, you get 1 point. If you hit a winner, you get 10 points. And if you win it with a volley or overhead, you get 20 points. So it's really forcing them to look to be aggressive at the right times and try to finish at the net. Instead of just being on the baseline, just hitting the ball back and forth. It kind of opens up I can go forward if I get somebody in trouble. Which is good to see this kid like moving forward, especially with the game today. It's mostly a baseline game, but it's good to see kids try to finish at the net.
Yeah, no, again, those are the sorts of specifics I love to hear. Talk to me about the job Michael, Jackie, everyone on this Baylor staff has done in ensuring these kids have the sort of experience they'll remember.
Sure, and Michael and Jackie, every detail every problem they've had in the past, it's been fixed. I mean, they have so much experience. If even like we had a dorm room, one dorm had an air conditioner issue, fixed immediately, and they hop on the problem and they solve it. The kids always have fun. They're always safe. There's never any drill or situation where the kids aren't looked after and unattended. Which some camps I've been to in the past is kind of haywire with some of the kids. They have a lot of free time with unsupervised, but everything here supervised, safe, fun, and intended.
Yeah.
So
no, I love to hear that, and I'm curious. Give me a personal highlight of yours this week. What was your favorite moment of week 2?
I was gonna say going to eat ice cream again like last year, but I went to the indoor court, so we had some free hitting time, and got to see the kids that after a long day on court, they could have chose to stay in the dorms or go eat some ice cream, but they decided to get back out there and go put the work in, which is nice. That's why we do it.
Yeah, I love to hear that. Well, then my last question for you, for all the parents tuning in who, their kid comes home, they're that much more enthusiastic about the sport moving forward. What advice might you give that parent about the kid's next step for development?
Take that love and that momentum that we created at camp and build on it. Don't let them sit the racket in the closet until next year. Go out there, go find somewhere to go do the drills, the lessons, go play tournament matches, play lots of matches, and just continue this theme. Don't just put the racket up.
I love to hear it. Well, Darren, I appreciate you taking the time to chat with us today, and sincerely wishing you and Team McDonald success as we wrap up competition Thursday.
Thank you.
Darren of Team McDonald's, who you see competing on your screen. Alex Gruskin here. Appreciate all of you still with us.
2 minutes.
Passing the racket as fast as we can here on court number 4. Again, I called it ping pong tennis growing up. You hit the shot, you pass. Best attempt played there. Again, it's communication, it's footwork, it's discipline, strategy, all the little fun things you'd want here to wrap up your week.
You're out.
Try the swing and the miss. I love the aggressiveness there, though.
One minute remaining. Kids. Seconds. Team Wow with the W.
And so we rotate once again. One of our final rotations here coming up. Up and down the river we go. We'll head over to court number 5. Let's go see who's on the top court. Ooh, it might be sudden death there on court number 3.
It's a correct call. It was out. It was out. It was out. It was out. Aiden standing right on the line and saw it out. Clearly spaced. Time. We called time like 10 minutes ago. You guys have been playing the longest point ever. Rotate. It was tied. Oh, it's tied now. Oh, then play another point to break the tie. You guys can decide. You and Dave decide. No, they're tied.
Controversy. Looks like they've solved it.
I have no idea. I wasn't paying attention
As
to
they
that.
continue to litigate it, have some fun as well.
We're going to move on. Court 3.
Thursday here.
Team
Winners, I
Woodson.
believe. It's a trophy.
Team Wow. It turns out there's
Certainly a fun
controversy on
photo
court
op,
3
one of
basically
many
every
we'll
time.
see. Shown you that slideshow already. We'll show it to you one more time there as we wrap up our coverage. In the meantime, getting some practice swings in. You love to see it always. Access to this beautiful Herd Tennis Center. Make the most of it, right, if you're these campers on your final day.
Let's go ahead and make a rotation. If you have rotated, turn your attention to court 3. We have 1 point.
I think we're doing some score counting here as we get ready for one of our final rounds. So as we do that, we're going to show it to you one more time actually now. Some highlights from week number 2 of the 254 tennis camp.
Let's go ahead and rotate and complete. 2 points for the winners.
Welcome back in, everyone, as we get ready for our next rotation to begin. Joining me now is Coach Steve of Team Wow. Obviously, I have some questions for Steve, but before we do that, let's introduce him. Here is your look at Team Wow.
I'm from Duncan, Oklahoma.
I'm Ruby. I'm from Duncan, Oklahoma.
I'm George. I'm from Corpus Christi, Texas.
I'm Taylor, and I'm from Texarkana, Texas. I'm Sadie, and I'm from Longview, Texas.
I'm Xavier. I'm from Central Texas. I'm John, and I'm from Houston, Texas.
I'm James, and I'm from Central Texas.
So now that we've introduced you to Team Wow, let's talk to their coach, Coach Steve. Steve, it's always good to see your smiling face. Welcome back onto our broadcast. Talk to me what it's been like to work with this group this week.
Well, just another great group of kids. I mean, I enjoy every week that we're here. The kids have so much energy. They seem to have so much passion for the game of tennis. They're very competitive. And I mean, as a coach, to see that competitiveness, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, no, I love to hear that. Well, what have you worked on with this group specifically? Where have you seen the most improvement?
Well, this group, just a lot of strategy during point play and, trying to figure out how to hit the ball. When we're talking about the games that we're playing today, when you pass the rackets, you got to have strategy with that person who's playing behind you and how to stay close to them to keep that racket going. There's a lot of communication, a lot of teamwork involved. It's been a lot of fun to see those kids work together.
Yeah, no, I love that. And I'm curious, just because I'm trying to offer up some drill ideas to all the parents who are tuning in. Give me a specific drill you've worked on with your kids this week, one that they've had fun and you've seen improvement with.
Well, I like to do a lot of doubles drills with having the net players have an understanding of where they're supposed to be on the court. So we call that offense and defense, and when you're supposed to be on offense at the net, when you're supposed to be on defense at the net, following the ball. We talk a lot about always moving on the doubles court, because if you're standing still, you're doing something wrong. We really like to follow the ball with our feet, not with our eyes. So we really talk a lot about that with the doubles game, so we can get those kids moving and in the right position to play good shots.
No, I love to hear that. Again, that sounds particularly enjoyable. Talk to me about the job you've seen, Michael, Jackie, the entire Baylor team, what they do to make sure it's a special week.
Wow, those guys are relentless in their efforts to make everybody happy and make this a smooth running event. There's always little hiccups that come up throughout the week, but they handle it like pros. And I mean, they're just the definition of professionals and how they run a camp and keep everything going and moving. It's awesome.
No, I love to hear it. Well, give me one of your highlights from the week. What was a moment you enjoyed here in week 2?
Well, I've been coming to Baylor camp for a long time. I think the thing that gets me, most often when we're coming out here is just seeing the kids come around. It's good to see a lot of the same faces and familiar faces coming back year after year, because that means they're having fun. We're doing a good job, and we're getting them to come back and keeping that retention. So I think it's seeing the familiar faces year after year. These kids are getting older and growing. And it's just good to see him kind of growing up with him every summer at Baylor camp.
Yeah, I love to hear that. Well, I know I asked you this last week, but one more question here before I let you go. Give me some advice you would offer to any parent on what the next step should be for all these kids after they come home from this week.
You got to take what you've learned this week and go play. I think in the tennis industry in general, for every 1 hour of instruction, you got to go play for 3 to 4 hours. So I would always encourage kids to go play. I would encourage parents to get their kids out to a court, whether it's, group lessons, private lessons, getting together with friends, getting out there with family. The more you can get on the court and play, the more comfortable you will be when your school year starts, when your next season starts, whatever you've got going next. Nothing beats the experience on the court.
Yeah, awesome. I love to hear it. Well, Coach Steve, I always enjoy the experience of getting to chat with you, my friend, and wishing you and Team Wow success here down the home stretch of competition
Awesome.
Thursday.
Thanks a lot, Alex. We appreciate what you're doing, bud. Keep it up.
I've been given the official update. We got 2 rotations left. 2 rotations left here as we wrap up competition Thursday. And joining us now on our screen is Coach Drew of Team Panthers. I should have asked you this beforehand, but what court is your team competing on right now?
They're on court 6 right now.
So we will show them on our screen as we chat with you. Before I ask you some questions, let's meet the team. Here, folks, is Team Panthers.
Texas. Hi, I'm on Team Panthers. My name is McKinley Hayes, and I'm from Fort Worth, Texas. Hi, I'm on the Panthers, and my name is Zoe Taylor, and I'm from Houston, Texas.
I'm on Team Panthers. My name is Zachary Graham from Corpus Christi, Texas.
Hi, my name is Quinton. I'm from Team Panthers, and I'm hailing from Mansfield, Texas.
And now that we've gotten to meet them, let's hear more about them. Tell me, Coach Drew, what's it been like to work with Team Panthers this week?
It's been awesome. I've had a great time with all the kids. They all come from different areas, but I think we all sort of got along and had a great time together.
Yeah, I love to hear that. Well, talk to me. What have you been working on with this group specifically? Where have you seen the most improvement?
Definitely in doubles. A lot of these kids come in, they've never played a doubles match. They don't know any doubles technique, any doubles form, and slowly but surely they're getting there, especially volleys. They're especially working on volleys and closing the net. And they've gotten a lot better throughout the week.
I love to hear it. What's a specific drill you've been working on with this group this week? Give me some specifics so parents at home can get a look of, okay, this is what we should be doing.
So what I usually like to do when working on doubles is just one up, one back, and I feed in the point so it gets started consistently. And just making sure if they ever get a volley, I'm letting them know to close the net every time. Because if you don't let them know, they're just not going to pick up on it. It's not a natural move to come towards the net. Balls come at you fast, it's scary. But they've definitely improved. Their hands have gotten a lot better.
Well, I love to hear that. Well, talk to me about the job that you've seen here at this Baylor camp. Coach Woodson, Jackie, just what they do to make sure this week is special.
Oh, I mean, Coach Woodson and Jackie do so much for these kids. A lot of these kids, it's the highlight of their summer, and you can see why it's so organized. They have so many activities for them at night to do, and free hitting. They're constantly going out and hitting. They're even when we're not offering it, they want to hit. They want to keep being out on the court and improving. And we just love to see that.
No, absolutely. Well, give me a personal highlight for you. What's been your favorite moment of week number 2?
I think it was when we were playing our first dual match, and my number 1 guy, Zach, was playing, and he was down in the first set, and he just told me, he was like, I think I got it. He just said, I think if I keep my head, I think I can get through this. And he did. Yeah. He ended up winning the match.
Yeah, that's awesome to see. And, hey, that's a testament to the job you have done. Well, I asked you this last week. I want to ask you it again as well. For parents tuning in, what advice might you give them as the next step to help their kid continue to develop?
I would say definitely find a place for them to hit consistently. Maybe find a club or a couple tournaments to play in just so they can make friends and find people that they can hit with consistently. That's really the main goal.
No, I love to hear it. Well, Coach Drew, I appreciate the efforts you've done over these past 2 weeks, and wishing you and Team Panthers luck here down the home stretch of competition Thursday.
Thank you.
So here we see one of our final rotations about to get set. Meanwhile, getting some extra swings in. Because, again, it is final day here of the 254 tennis camp. Appreciate all of you who trusted the team here at Baylor to ensure your kid had the sort of memorable week that might just fuel their passion in the sport moving forward. Head on over to court number 5 for what I believe might just be our final rotation. I believe this is a 3-point round just to make things a little bit more intriguing, make every team feel like, hey, we got a shot.
This round is worth 3 points. 3 points. Where's Team Woodson? Let's go.
In fact, we actually might have one more rotation to go after this. I believe we've spoken now with all of our counselors. So now we get to just have some fun. Again, we'll get into the Dingles action here. For those of you unfamiliar, we'll show you one more time the rules. 2 rallies started simultaneously, cross-court rallies. The moment one of them ends, it becomes a full-court point. You win both points throughout the course of a single rally. Walk away with the point, whichever team can accumulate more points, again, ultimately going to advance with the victory. How's that for a little rip down the line? That's again one of our final rotations here. I believe this is Team Woodson. Who are they facing? That's unclear to me.
Let's go. Hey, 90 seconds, just keep the ball in play. 20, oh my God. Let's go. Come on.
Ow.
Let's
Yes.
go. Oh my God.
Fortunate point off.
Hey, it's tight on this one.
And it looks like rotate has been called. They all report their scores. It looks like they've got another tiebreaker coming here on court 5. Sure.
Undivided attention over court 5. If he misses the feed, he loses the point. Miss the feed. And go to the study area.
There you see the high five. It is a winning point there.
For the Herd tennis team, good effort from Team Woodson. Always a good effort. Let's make a
4-team Herd tennis team. Again, Alex Gruskin here. I just heard the announcement. We got one more rotation left to go. So this will be our final rotation here on Competition Thursday of the 254 tennis camp. Do we stick here with our top court? We'll go check around. Here's the action on court number 6 as we move over court number 4.
Dave. This final round is worth 4 points.
Final round about to get underway. We'll hang out here on court number 2.
4 points.
Coach Woodson, you might be able to hear over the megaphone, having some fun bonus points to give more teams a chance to win here today. Keeps the energy, the enthusiasm high, regardless of what court you end up on.
Steven, let's coach him up, huh? Mustachios. You can feel the tension in the facility. Come on, Team Woodson.
What was that? I don't know.
Rotation. Championship on the line. Come on, Mustachios. Coach Steven, it's all about body language. Come on, exude confidence. Here we go, Boone. What do you got on that call? I love a coach that backs his players, regardless of the reality of the situation. Great job.
Show you a little bit of everything here down the home stretch. Here's court number 3. Again, they're battling on every court here. We've got past the racket, ping pong tennis.
75 seconds. 50 seconds.
Bailey, what's the score?
40 seconds.
Rotation in its final 30 seconds here now.
30 seconds. Seconds. 10 seconds. 9. Let on court 3. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4, 3, 2.
So they have time, I believe, about to be called.
Time.
Final point being played here on court number 3. That's a winner. That, I believe, sets up the win.
No flags in tennis.
Sudden death final point coming up.
Okay, 4-1 is tied from what it looks like. Yep, pick one player, one rally. One player, one rally.
I think that one misses wide. And so there's the winning leap.
Sisters against each other.
You just love the competitive atmosphere. You love how much everyone cares. I miss caring about something this much. Like an up and down the river here on Competition Thursday.
All eyes on court 1.
Alex Gruskin here. I believe we're ready to name a champion. Ooh, I see a tie-break point on court 1. And it's a winning leap on court number 1. So now we're going to pick up all the balls as we wrap up Competition Thursday. One more time, I want to show you all some of the highlights here from the week. So much fun had, not just today, but on the court, off the court. It was a week all of these campers will remember. So one more time, let's show it to you. Highlights from week 2 of the 254 tennis camp. So that will do it for our coverage here of Week 2 of the 254 Tennis Camp. A thank you to Michael Woodson, Jackie Haddock, the entire team at Baylor for helping to make everything possible. I know these campers had themselves a heck of an experience. I know I appreciated getting the opportunity to get a taste of that enthusiasm. Again, the passion for this sport. This is where it grows. This is where those seeds are planted. Everything begins. So a thank you to the Baylor staff for allowing us to broadcast all this action. A thank you to you parents for trusting the team here at Baylor to ensure your camper enjoyed themselves, had a week they will remember. That will do it for our coverage here of Week 2 for everyone who contributed here to the 254 Tennis Camp. I'm Alex Gruskin. We hope all of you appreciated today's broadcast, and we hope all of you enjoyed your experience with the 254 Tennis Camp at Baylor.